Hi everyone, remember me? In case you don't know, or you're not familiar with this channel, I took so far, a 3-week break from YouTube. I've been on YouTube for the past 20 years and I've never really stopped, making videos. At least every other day I would make a video, but usually every day. And I have 2 YouTube channels. And I just first of all wanted to say thank you for when I made my last video about taking a break. I received many nice messages, and of course a couple of negative ones. And if I find one of them, I'll post it here. But it's social media, right? Not everybody's not going to love you, believe it or not. Got to get my thoughts together. I actually, part of me was thinking, I should do a video and let, the viewers that are wondering what's going on, give them an update. It's been 3 weeks now, but I'm not coming back yet. I'm just doing this video, and then at least another week or more. I still have my pain and everything. Unfortunately, I had to cancel the appointment with the neurologist, but I will be seeing him. Molly's doing fine, and the kitties, they were just fixed I think about 2 weeks ago, and they're doing great. And I should be seeing Molly soon, and there are things happening this year, but I don't want to get into that. It's kind of personal stuff, but at some point my viewers will know what's going on. And I'm trying not to make this too dramatic, but I have to be honest with the people that watch my channels. And I just need to tell you, without getting into any details, because it is personal, I'm no longer doing the CD exchanges, and things have changed, and I'm moving on, and I'm okay. I think. And I also want to talk about music. This isn't all a downer, man. I'm doing okay overall, but I need to also, I like being honest. I was going to say everybody, some people out there, they have struggles, they have mental issues to deal with, anxiety, whatever. I get anxiety. I get anxiety sometimes. People I know get anxiety. Some of you get anxiety. It's okay. We're all in this together. And what happened through the years, since I guess the early 80s, once in a while, I've talked about this before on my channel or on my other channel, I've had panic attacks, or that's what I call them. Maybe it's some other word for it. It's kind of hard for me. It's hard to describe what I go through, right? It's not like I'm just panicking, or I'm feeling like I'm having a heart attack. It's never like that. And thankfully, I haven't had any for the past day or so, but, and I hadn't had any for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years. I got to get used to talking again. That's the other thing. I think another reason I wanted to take a break from YouTube is I was getting tired of hearing myself talk, and maybe you were too. So, I've been, except for talking to Molly, of course, and family, I've been quiet. Just arguing with myself over music. But when I was younger, I've had scary things that I've seen. Without getting into details, finding my mom when I was, I think, 18 years old, and she had tried to, hurt herself. And, back then, you just kind of dealt with it, even when you were a teenager, right? And other thing, my first wife, Nancy, passing away at the age of 40. And, I'm 67, and it just makes you wonder about life, like, you know, and not that I feel guilty for still being alive, but, a little bit, right? Like, why can't everybody have a nice long life? But back to the panic attacks. What happens with me, and thankfully it doesn't last very long, maybe 30 seconds, if that. But I'll get a thought in my mind, and then I'll focus on that thought, and you just kind of freak out in your head. It's like going crazy, seriously. And yes, some of you do know that I am crazy. But and what's happened this time, which hasn't happened in the past, is when this would happen, I would get this chill throughout my whole body, and it is effing scary, right? And there's been a couple of times where I'm thinking of something, and I know I'm about to go there, and I'll kind of say it out loud, no, 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 and it'll go away, right? But it's like you're freaking out inside your mind, and I don't know. And I have tried to talk to my family doctor about it, and in the past, I still I will hopefully get somebody to talk to. And I did try counseling at one point, but at least the person that that was the counselor, it didn't work for me. It's like, I don't need this. There's some things I don't need that some things I can figure out on my own. But overall, I think sometimes I'm sad. I don't know, maybe depressed, I don't know. Sad or depressed, but overall I am fine. I want anybody that's worried about me, and I get comments like, I'm sorry. Yeah. Ooh. This is my therapy. Anyway, my YouTube shorts are doing well. No, I get, when I said I'm taking a break, I got messages from strangers, and they say they love me and everything, and so Molly will say, you should have edited that out, that's embarrassing. But, thank you. I love you too. You're a complete stranger, but I love you. So yeah, people have said that, they're praying for me or whatever about my chronic pain and everything. So just, thank you. And I just want everybody out there, like I said, other people out there watching are going through things, right? We all are. Just try your best to stay positive. I try my best too. And one thing that helps me a lot is music, which I'm going to get into, finally. So I did a video recently where I was saying I was going to be getting rid of, not getting rid of, but taking some CDs into a CD store and, selling them. And I did. I don't want to get into which ones I sold or anything at the moment, but I took some film, and you can see there's two, for my CD rack, there's two at the bottom with no CDs, because I sold them. And I got, it wasn't about the money, but I was happy with what was offered. And I bought 200 more CDs, no. But I like that. I just had to, I felt I was overwhelmed with the CDs I have. I know there's people out there that have thousands and thousands of CDs, and I only had not even 1,000, maybe 800. And I think it's down to maybe 600 or so. But, there are certain artists that for the last couple of years, I never listened to, like David Bowie. I've got his whole discography. all of his studio albums. And last night I listened to, I don't have the box set here, but it's this box set. This is the book for it. And I had not listened to this, well, it started with this album, Earthling, which I really like, but I had not played it in probably 2 years. And I was just so impressed with it. I made a community post, and other people were praising it too, you know. And then I played an album that I don't really play that often. I haven't totally connected with it. Black Tie, White Noise. I connected with it. I was really impressed with this, so I'll be playing this much more often. And then the last David Bowie I played, one of his, I think most fans aren't crazy about, you know, I guess it's good, but it's not one of his best. I think this is a underrated album, Hours. And in the past, I just thought it was a little bland, maybe, you know, boring. But last night, like I said, I enjoyed the whole album. Do that. Okay. Yeah, and tonight I think I'm going to play The Buddha of Suburbia. I just, you know, I need to focus on David Bowie a bit. He's been ignored. In reality, good album, but I think I'm going to, and Heathen, I'm going to enjoy these more for some reason. Aging like a fine wine. Yeah, and then, of course, as we all know, and it was pretty soon after I took my break from YouTube, Brian Wilson, of course, passed away. And, of course, it's always a shock, not a big shock, because, you know, most of us knew, you know, his age and his health issues and everything, but it's still just so sad. And speaking of YouTube shorts, I've been posting a lot of Beach Boys YouTube shorts, and there's one from I think '64, and maybe like Carl Wilson was a bit on the chunky side, just like I am now. And most of the comments were really nice, but there's 10% or so, and dozens of them, because the video got a lot of views, comments, just saying, nasty things like, oh, they're fat, or have another cheeseburger, and it's like, I just, delete them. But for those that don't get the Beach Boys, I'm sorry. But they're not the coolest looking band in the world, no, they never have been, but they are so, and I love their, surf music they call it, or, their hit songs, Good Vibrations, Surfing USA, In My Room. I love all those songs, but they have deeper songs, as some of you know that are Beach Boys fans. Deeper albums, of course Pet Sounds, which I know even I struggled with. I always thought it was a good album, but I thought it's not one of the greatest albums ever. And now the more I listen to it, it's in my top 10 albums of all time, easily. And it's not all about, well, it's mainly about Brian Wilson, of course. He was a musical genius. But the whole band is so talented. Even Mike Love, even I make jokes about Mike Love, as do others. But like his vocals, if you've never heard the song, All I Want to Do, listen to the vocals on that by Mike Love. It's pop perfection. And, Do It Again. I love his vocals in the 60s and 70s. But no one tops for the Beach Boys. Well, they're all great singers. I was going to start comparing the singers, but Carl Wilson, Brian Wilson, Al Jardine, all of them, just great singers. So I've been playing Friends in 2020 quite a bit. The Beach Boys' Love You, one of my favorites. Wild Honey. And one of my favorite, Surf's Up. I think side 2 of Surf's Up is one of the greatest sides in music. Feel Flows, Looking at Tomorrow, a welfare song, A Day in the Life of a Tree, which I get it. Some Beach Boys fans that love this album, or, you know, the Beach Boys, they don't care for that particular song, but I think it's majestic. It's amazing. And it flows into it flows into Till I Die and Surf's Up. If you think the Beach Boys are just about surfing, go listen to Till I Die and Surf's Up. Yeah, having more time to listen to music too. I've really, you know, and what happened with Brian Wilson, I've really been focusing. I played, you know, except play Sparks and everything else, but I've really focused on the Beach Boys because I needed that music in my life at the time. And, you know, there's certain songs that Brian wrote that, you know, really, really, really affected me, as I'm sure have affected a lot of people, especially in the past few weeks. Am I done? Yeah, one more thing. I just want to say, you know, I'm super proud of Sparks. This is their latest album, Mad, which went to number 2 on the UK charts, their highest charting album ever. And that's after over 50 years of making music. So they're doing pretty good. As I've mentioned before, I saw them on their solo tour in 2013 in Toronto. And, you know, it was a small club, maybe 300 people, 400. They put on a great show. But I was thinking, you know, back then, this is probably the last time I'll see them, right? Near the end of their career. And then I saw them with FFS, Franz Ferdinand. They collaborated in a band in 2015. And then the documentary by Edgar Wright, the Sparks Brothers, came out, and that kind of helped them get more recognition finally. And so with Molly, I've seen them in Toronto in 2021. No, 2022, 2023, and this September in Toronto again, in front of, you know, thousands of people instead of like 300 or 400. So I am proud of my brothers. Whew, that actually felt good. I'm all by myself here and I'm talking to myself. It's weird. I hope somebody's listening to me. But yeah, just like I said, I hope this, you know, I've gotten messages through the years, oh Larry, you really, you know, whatever, I've been feeling down, depressed, whatever, feeling whatever, and then I lifted them up and made them feel better. Never expecting that, right? But thank you, and you, everyone, not everyone, but a lot of you, you know, my loyal viewers, people that comment, people that I know, you know, you bring me up too. And I think I'm done. I'm tired of talking. I'm gonna go lay down. So thank you everybody, and like I said, I'm not coming back yet. This is just to give you an update, and I hope to be back what is this, June? Near the end of June? I hope to be back sometime in July, maybe the first week of July or second week. So, oh, one more thing. This is being posted on the Larry Graves Canadian Studmuffin channel that just celebrated 3 years the other day. And I think I've got now 12, I just went over 10,000. Those YouTube shorts have really helped me get subscribers. And I think I'm over 12,000 subscribers now, so thank you. And on my Canadian Studmuffin channel, which this channel that always does better than than my older one, it reached 50,000 subscribers about a week or two ago. But I just wasn't in the mood to celebrate. But yeah, thanks everybody, and thanks for everything. And that's it. Bye.